Globalization, the events of computerization and diversification. The world is undergoing dynamic changes. In this presentation, we want to help people around the world to grow their mind and contribute to the development of society by providing value of distinguished by our creativity and the innovativeness. This is the challenge for everyone. Technology challenges you to change. Audiovisual media.
Introduction. Audiovisual materials are the most complete resources for teachers due to their availability and versatility. They enhance the learning experience of students and the teachers alike. Audiovisual materials or AVMs are those things can be understood by observing visual aspect of anything. Definition of concepts. Audio material. Tools to convey information through sound. Sounds travel in waves, much like those that rolls across the ocean, to give an ears information which may or not understand. Visual material. Tools to convey information through sight, because sight is one of our dominant sense. Audiovisual material. A combination of both sight and sound to convey information. Each senses provides different information which is combined and interpreted by our brain. Audio refers to sounds produced by a computer or any other device able to play it. Audio is a sound, especially when recorded, transmitted, or produced. Video, electronic medium for recording, copying, and broadcasting of moving visual image. A recording of moving visual images made digitally or on videotape. Functions of audiovisual materials. First, teaching music, literature, science, and documentation activities. Next, teaching language and other content areas. Next, to foster oral communication. Next, to motivate interpretation. Next, to make use sketches and broadcasts. Those all function are audio-visual communication, or a productive form of communication. Using sound and lighting equipment improves communication by heightening the awareness of your audience's sight and hearing. Types of audiovisual materials. Audio. Recordings. This may come in cassette or CDs. Radio broadcasts. Transmission of radio programs can be live or tape. Audio is defined as anything related to the sound in terms of receiving, transmitting, or producing, or a specific frequency. Visual media. Bulletin boards, a form to display information on a board. Posters, a form of displaying information using text and pictures. It is a sure way to capture the attention of consumers, make your content relatable and understandable to the consumer, and it allows information to be processed faster. Audiovisual media. Motion picture videos. Videos of sound mixed with motion images. Films. Large sequences of animated senses and sounds. Those are electronic media possessing both a sound and a visual component, such as slide tape presentation, films, television programs, corporate conferencing, church services, and live theater productions. Guidelines for audiovisual materials in learning and teaching. First, images should be as small as possible. Next, always provide alternative content. Next, check copyright. Next, use MP4 format, a size of 640 x 400 and a speed of 500 kbps. Next, Provide transcripts for audio and video files. Next, save audio files in monotype. Those all guidelines are important in education system. Audiovisual aids are those devices which are used in classroom to encourage teaching learning process and make it easier and interesting. Uses of audiovisual materials. First, stimulate interest and emphasize. Next, promote efficiency. Next, clarify subject matter topics. Those all uses makes more the audiences who use more of their senses to engage at events remember those events for a longer period of time. Advantages of using audiovisual materials in teaching. First, provides diverse teaching techniques for learning. Next, simplify and clarify complex topics. Next, allow students to learn at their pace. Can be reused. Next, reduce the quantity of asked questions. Those audiovisual aids makes the students remember the concept for a longer period of time. Disadvantages of using audiovisual materials in teaching. First, requires correct use. Next, not all concept can be taught. Next, should include only images unfit for boards. Next, might not guarantee learning. Next, to prepare it good, pronunciation is needed. Next, it can be difficult to understand for children. Next, a good internet speed is required. Next, the proper equipment is needed. No matter how high quality your system is, it will definitely have some technical glitches. Ways to use audio to support learning. First, unit podcast example. Weekly updates of teaching materials and current situation. Live online discussions between 2 or more people. Next, interviews with subject matter experts. These can be used as core support for lessons. Next, student-generated recordings. Used as part of a learner activity or to record evidence. Next, recordings of the public lectures. Those can be repurposed and used for different contexts and subjects. Next, to demonstrate experiments example. Sodium solution plus periodic table. Next, to exemplify abstract concepts. What's inside a flame? Next, to illustrate 3D models. Next, to demonstrate time passage example. Awesome HD Slinky Slow-Mo. Next, to demonstrate decision-making process. X. Conflicts in the workplace. Sources and solutions. Next, to summarize. Next, to illustrate performances and music. Next, to show practical activities example. Melting metal. Those always help the students learn the information without being overloaded or losing their focus. 3 steps in producing audiovisuals. First, planning, the most critical aspect of producing. Next, requires. Next, a purpose why. Next, brainstorming how. Next, preparation. Next, production. The shooting or recording stage is what most people consider the production phase of an audio or video project. Next, publishing. The publishing phase is the final part of producing audio or video for educational purposes, and it is often referred to as post-production. Requires editing. Goes 3 steps in processing or producing audiovisual is the part of the process of filmmaking, video production, and photography. Programs to create, edit, and publish videos. First, to create. Next, Audacity, to record and arrange videos. Next, GarageBand, to record and edit sounds. Next, Windows Media to record and edit video. Next, to edit. Next, Windows Movie Maker, free use to edit. Next, Virtual DJ, free use to edit sounds and video. Next, QuickTime Pro, video editing software. Next, to publish, use web accessing to YouTube, Vimeo, or SlideShare. Those all editing software makes your video more creatively and good, and it is easy to publish. So the last is conclusion. To conclude, teacher must educate themselves in new tools to enrich the learning process of their students. The use of audiovisual materials should be encouraged to enhance what we learn and teach. What teachers teach to the students is also reflects to the students. Teachers must set high expectations, establish a classroom routines, practice the daily vibes, continually grow in your professions, help students climb Bloom's taxonomy pyramid, vary your instructions, show that you care about every student, be transparent and ready to help, so that each of one of your students will also enrich their learning processes.